ladies. How are you tonight?
We are good. How are you?
I'm wonderful.
New
I
puppy
am
mom.
wonderful. I am fresh back from the 50th anniversary, and I still haven't had any sleep. So, I mean, that's great, right?
Oh wow.
I mean, we're like a week later, but that's what happens. You get back from Disney, and you need like a vacation from your vacation.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the 50th. It was so crazy.
It was crazy.
Exhausting.
I know.
I don't think you even slept for like 48 hours.
I know. It's crazy. So what's up? What's going on? Amanda's moving into a new house.
Yay. Yeah, we just bought a new house, new construction. It's going to be ready in November. So that's exciting. Be 20 minutes from Disney.
Oh, that's super fun.
Won't have to take I-4 anymore. So that's like the best part of it all. Yep. And Irene just got back from Disney too. Not too long ago.
We went for like a day. It was super
How
fun.
was that trip? Did it go off exactly as you planned?
We had no hiccups, amazingly. And like, especially with Southwest canceling like 1,000 flights yesterday. Mm-hmm. I'm so thankful that we were able to like sneak down and back, because we flew down, literally like worked all day, got off work, picked up Wally from school, drove to the airport, flew in Friday night, like stayed at an airport hotel, went and did the parks Saturday, and then flew home at, I think our flight was like 8:05 the next morning. So
you were exhausted too.
It was a whirlwind, but it was definitely worth it. It was fun to sneak down like the weekend right before the 50th and like get to say goodbye to Happily Ever After and like do all the things right before the 50th craziness hit. So it was fun. I'm glad we did it.
And that was the day we were supposed to meet up, but then
I know, and then
buying a house instead.
we rope dropped the security line at Epcot. So like we were there before like security even opens. We like rope drop security and then rope drop the park.
That's what we did for the 50th too.
Yeah.
We were like, I guess there was like people that like tried to stay overnight and they like turned them away. So then we went down there at 3 o'clock in the morning, and the security, like there was like one person that was like, he wasn't technically the security. He was just the policeman that was saying like, you can't cross the road because we don't want people standing in the road.
Yeah.
And then the security was like coming in, like walking past us. It was pretty cool.
You were at Contemporary, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you went through their security over there.
Yeah. I had asked them like the day before, and I had asked some of the managers like when they were saying, and they said that they would open the security gates around 5 o'clock, which they didn't, maybe like 4:45.
Okay.
And then they weren't supposed to open the park until like 6:30, but they opened that in like an hour early too. So we were there like in the middle of the dark. But did you get any fun merch? Because we will talk about what happened on the 50th. So did you get any fun merch before the craziness happened?
I just got. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I got ears.
I just got the ears. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wish I had known. I would have got more stuff. Like, because I was there the day it all dropped.
I have it right here. We got a bunch of pins. We just got like the standard pins though. Like.
Oh, see, they were out of those.
Nice.
Chippendale and these two.
Oh.
We got those, and then we got the transportation magic band for Wally. And I think that's it. I got a pack of mints. That's it. So nothing super exciting.
I did get one of those little bags though.
Wally got the semi too. That was like the most exciting thing because he loves the buses and the semis, and they had like just come out of the semi just came out, I think on Friday, and so we got it on Saturday. So that was exciting.
That's
Not
exciting.
our like big exciting.
Mark is saying show the pins closer.
Are they that exciting? They were out of this one, you said, Heather?
Castle one. Yeah, they were out of that one.
I like this one.
Pretty.
I'll send him in the semi, he says.
Send him with the semi.
I think this was like kind of the standard one, but I like this one because it's got Mickey and Minnie on it.
Yeah. And the colors.
And then we didn't get all the character pins, but we just got like, we had to get Pluto because Wally loves Pluto. So we got the Pluto Goofy. And then Chippendale.
Cute.
Those are cute. And then I got for you the actual day of, which they are still, listen, when I might pack 60 days in advance for Disney, but when I come home, I pull out my dirty laundry and then the rest of the stuff that's in that suitcase like sits in the suitcase because like I don't want to go through it all. And did you see the picture that I posted on Facebook of the bag that they gave me because like my stuff was like as tall as me?
Yes.
It was crazy.
How did you get that all home?
So that was my carry-on.
Did you put like your stuff in there, like your purse?
Like a lot of stuff. I brought a really big suitcase because the blow-up chairs that we did. Oh, Wally, it's perfect.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I really do like it.
It's so pretty.
Yeah, cool. And they made a monorail. They made a butt.
Not in the 50th. They just have the semi right now for the 50th.
Yeah, but in real life, they made the monorail.
It's true, yeah.
Did you see the monorail with the wrap around it? The 50th wrap?
Yeah, a real monorail.
Cool.
Yeah.
In real life.
We
already showed the pins, yeah.
Okay, so cool. Okay. What about your magic band?
Oh yeah, where is your magic band? Do you know where it is?
Oh.
You should go find it. Have Daddy help you find your magic band. I don't even know where it is.
These are my two rated tails.
Those are
yours.
Perfect.
Lucky.
Go see if you can find your magic band.
Oh, you're welcome, Mark. It wasn't a problem. Well, it wasn't a problem because I did it the day after. So I think that's something
that in my magic band.
Yes, it is. Go find the actual magic band.
That is something else we got.
I know we already showed her.
The mints?
So stinking cute. So the day of the 50th, some guests lost their minds and decided to start a fight in the Emporium over merchandise.
Are you serious?
Oh my gosh. So we were at the front of the castle. So we didn't like see it, but we heard of it. And they had to call like the police and everything. Like they were like breaking like glass and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, this is why we can't have nice things because of like the few crazy people that are fighting over. Oh, it's perfect. I love that, Molly.
It. Thanks for showing us. That's so cool.
Magic band he got.
Yeah,
wow.
all the types are changing.
That is like right up your alley. That's perfect for you. I love it. Michelle just got a new Stitch one. She's all loving her Stitch magic band she bought with her own money.
And we got these ones. I like ordered them off the.
Oh yeah, that's the one that you could have ordered through My Disney Experience, right?
Yeah. So we had those like already. They actually came like 2 days before we left on our trip, which was perfect. But then Mark was kind of sad that he had ordered one because he wanted some of the other ones. So, but it's okay.
It happens.
You go with Daddy. Go with Daddy. Thank you for showing your stuff.
He's so cute. So, yeah, that happened. People were going nuts, and I think it was because like the tumblers were back in stock, and and those backpacks were back in stock. So like everybody was like losing their mind. We did not see it because we were not in there. And then the second after they were like, "Oh, it's the 50th anniversary," and the show lasted for like 0.2 seconds. Then everybody ran to get merchandise, and they had virtual queues that you could go and shop. And the tent was, my kids are dropping something. I just hope something doesn't break. They had it back by Storybook Circus. And then you would just like scan your code and you could go in and you could shop. And that's where the pass holder merch stuff was and all this kind of craziness. But I have a story for that. So we're shopping for this stuff, right? Okay, so like here's like the, you know, like the little iridescent mug, okay?
Yeah.
So I say to the lady, like, because our time was like later in the afternoon, and I was like, so what happens like if you don't get rid of all this merch? Like, where does it go? And she goes, we'll get rid of all of it because it's like one day only. So fast forward to the story with Irene and Mark and saying like, if you have a chance, can you grab us this stuff? The next day we go to Epcot. And I'm not even joking you, like almost every single thing that they had on the 50th was in creations at Epcot on the 2nd. So they caused mass hysteria like for nothing.
Well, and when we were there the weekend before, they didn't have anything, like literally nothing 50th in Epcot. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
The only place you could get it was like Magic Kingdom or Disney Springs. That was it.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, why don't you have stuff in Epcot? Like, why not spread it out to all the parks and just let people like get what they want rather than funneling everybody into like one park?
Yeah, and the virtual queue like shut down, obviously, because it crashed the system. So good luck with the genie thing. I hope they figure it out because it was craziness. But yeah, so then the next day, I was messaging Irene, and Yael was in line for Club Cool because there was like this giant line for us to get in there. So I was like, I'm just gonna go back in here and shop for Irene because anything that she wanted pretty much yesterday, she could get today. The only thing. Oh, yeah. So there's a story with that too. So remember I said the only thing I want is that print. And it was like $60. And remember we were talking in our chat and Najana Claire was like, oh my God, it's like $300 on eBay. And I was like, this is what makes me mad. So the day of, I don't know where the price thing is. I had the price paper that it had. And it said that the print was $150.
Yeah.
Hold on. Here comes Najana Claire right now. There she is.
Hey.
So they said that the print was $150. So I walk up to the cast member and I'm like, can you explain to me why this one is like different than the one that was $60 that was like available like 2-3 months ago? And he says, we did not advertise it. While it has like this gold foil stuff on it and it has iridescent, which I guess the original print did not, it is only there's only 750 of them. So they didn't advertise that to not cause mass hysteria. So by the time we got in like our 3 o'clock one or whatever, there was still some left. So I did get one of those. And then they gave, which I'm sure you guys like saw online, they gave everybody like when you were leaving, they gave everybody this.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
You. And it like kind of like shimmers. And then you got like this 1 day only commemorative map thing. But so I did get the print and I got this pass holder shirt. But other than that, I don't know.
Yeah.
It wasn't, everything else was like the same as it was like 2 weeks ago, which I feel like Amanda got better picking of like ears because those ears still weren't back.
Yeah.
On the 50th.
Yeah.
The Castle Loungefly was for apparently like 2 seconds before the fight broke out. Because I had one of my friends in there like looking for a Jean Leclerc to get the one, and I was like, it has to have a daisy on the bottom and a daisy on the top. She's like, there's one in this entire store.
I appreciate you checking.
I was like, oh, and the tumblers, I guess they're bringing the tumblers back again. And then the next day they were on Shop Disney. So it was just a little bit crazy how they did
the Tumblr hysteria. I don't get. Like, I kind of wanted one when they first came out. I was like, ooh, I really want one of those. And then when it was like, A, they're like $40. And then B, people are losing their minds over them. I'm like, I don't need a $40 tumbler that I have to murder somebody to get. Like,
not that serious.
Right? Like, no, I'm fine.
Like I still don't understand the hype behind the tumblers, period. Like I understand like people are probably like, well, I don't understand the hype behind your Loungefly bags. I get it. But they're cups, right? Yeah. Like are they even like insulated?
Mark, any more tumblers.
Yeah.
That is true.
I mean, they're pretty, but they're not like insane. Like they're okay. They're blue. I don't know. I don't think they're even that great looking.
They're pretty, but it's not
like I don't know. They don't do my laundry.
Good luck with the genie thing. Yeah, seriously, good luck with the genie thing. Yeah. First of all, okay, so not only did merch shut down, reversing. If you were mobile ordering, the entire mobile order system went down that they had no proof. Like, so people were just going in and saying like, well, here's what I ordered. And they had the entire system crashed. So seriously, good luck with the genie thing. Because if you didn't survive the 50th anniversary with virtual queues for shopping and mobile food orders, how the heck are you going to do genie? How?
Crazy. Why is their system so bad? Like
I don't know. It's the one thing.
Why can't they put money into that technology?
Yeah, they need to invest their money in that.
It makes no sense. Like I feel like Disney is the one place on earth where there should be a good signal at all times.
Yeah.
No matter what, because
it's not even like
the resources to do that.
The actual like app is not coded well. Like there are major flaws in how they built that app, and I think they just kept like building on it. Like they never went back and addressed any of the like issues of things that weren't working. So they just kept like trying to add more to a system that was never really capable of supporting what was there in the first place. And instead of just like going through and cleaning it up and making it better, they just kept adding to it. And now it's like so massive and it's set, like everything's so dependent upon it. It's like the Yeti. They can't fix it, you know? Like
they're gonna fix it though.
Well, we'll see.
They claim they are.
It's like the people mover in California. The people move in California, they tried making it super fast and crazy, and then it was built on that track that was too old to carry it. So just broke.
Yeah. David is saying that the tumblers were $10 more on Shop Disney. To be honest, they were worth $10 more if you really wanted one than to go and do Emporium that day.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was
not. They've done that with a lot of the merch on Shop Disney. Like they make it like $10 more, which I think is just like really lame. I don't know why they do that.
Rocket rods. Yes,
they
rocket
can.
rods.
Yeah, the rocket rods.
The people mover into rocket rods, and it was not a good move.
I will say,
that is a metaphor.
You know what the most efficient form of transportation was for us on the 50th anniversary, and David will back me up here. That Skyliner was on point.
That's awesome.
It was a delightful ride.
I am looking forward to riding it in December. I'm gonna love it. I know I will.
Yeah, I haven't gone in a while. I need to go on just for fun. Don't even go anywhere. Just to ride it.
And it's great. If you're riding it just for fun, it's great.
Yeah.
You're trying to get somewhere. If you think you're going to leave Hollywood Studios or park clothes and make your Chipanidu reservation, and there's thunder anywhere, lightning anywhere in the proximity, you are not going to make it.
So we talked about the fight that was on the 50th, and Ajana Claire was talking about how much it's going to cost you to get VIP tours in the chat the other day.
Like, it's ridiculous.
Crazy.
First of all, they dropped it from 10 people to 6.
And
it's like $6,500. And I'm just like, what?
It's craziness.
But they did add Rise. So I guess that's a thing now. Because before, which I couldn't believe, like you had the VIP tours, but you couldn't get on Rise even with the tour. I'm like, you're paying caboodles. There should be some spaces for the people on VIP tours to ride Rise without a boarding pass.
For sure.
Yeah. It's sad, like everything is like, the one thing I have not appreciated about the 50th is that it just feels like it's so like merch heavy.
That's all it was.
Anything else. Like rather than around like the celebration or the history, it's like buy the merch. Here's more merch, buy the merch. And it's like I don't know.
What were you saying, Ajana Claire?
No, I was saying you were in the parks in Magic Kingdom on the first. Like, was it magical? Like, it felt like another day. Like, it didn't feel like I watched some of the vlogs of the live streams of people in the park, and it was just like it didn't feel like there was anything special happening to commemorate.
Just lots and lots of people.
But it could have been that I dismissed stuff that, you know, people, the way the vloggers were vlogging and what I happened to watch, I just didn't see it.
So I'm going to say that it was magical because our plan went off without a hitch. So in terms of like that and what we were going for, and there was 17 of us that went. We got there, we were like one of the first ones in line. Then when they opened the park, we literally were the first ones in line. Like there's a video, like I think it's on my Instagram, and it's like the rope, and like I'm right behind the rope, and then I just like pan up. So I mean, everything in terms of that, yes. The night before, we were all in a club level room having like this 50th anniversary cake, and we watched the debut of Enchantment. And I will say, because I know it's getting like a lot of bad press, please watch it in person. Watch it in person. Like, do not base it off of what you saw on television. Watch it in person. It's not going to hit your emotions the way Happily Ever After did. I mean, everybody's married to that show, but for 18 months, we can totally do this show. And the fireworks that go along with this, it's like 10 times more than Wherever with Happily Ever After. But we watched it the night before, and then we were watching the live stream, like from the Contemporary, and they had all those, like the speeches and like all this kind of stuff. And so we get to the front, and they had told us in advance, like, once the thing is done at the castle, like, that's it, like, just go your own way. And so they come out and they say, like, happy 50th anniversary, and like all the characters come out, and that's it. And like nobody moved after it was over, because we were like, okay, so who's coming out to give a speech? And a lady that was like 4 people down from me, she just like stops, and she just like says, like, so loud, she goes, where's Josh? Like, everybody wants Josh to speak. Like, where's Josh? And because I mean, he's Parks. And I think everybody was like waiting for him to give a speech to say, like, so glad you could share in this magical moment. They did not play Roy's speech. Jeff did not come out and say anything. We were saying, like, if we would have taken anybody at that point, but all the cast members kept saying was like, they did it all the night before, but the night before was media, and media isn't what keeps your parks open. Media might be the ones that, like, you know, promote you, but like the fans keep your parks open. Right. But I mean,
that is the biggest bunch of crap. Like, they did it all the night before. That's like saying, well, we're not doing Christmas today because we had Christmas Eve last night. Like, I came here for Christmas Day, not for the night before.
I think they were worried about people and how they would react to JPEG, honestly. Like, I think they were genuinely worried about how the general public.
They didn't need to have them. Like, he didn't have to be there.
So that's what we did too. They didn't have to have them. So, and I think I think that they were worried that, like, I mean, everybody there would have booed him, because at one point, like, you could still keep walking in up until about 7 o'clock. And then when you turned around, like, nobody was going to be able to move. Like, nobody could move. You weren't moving no matter what. Right. So, like, even if they were worried about that, all they had to do was send Josh Tomorrow out there, or Jeff out there. Or, like, they could have sent, like, a Disney Channel star out there, and anybody would have been fine with it, as long as someone came out and said, like, you know, can we have, like, a moment of, like, silence as we play, like, the speech that Roy said on opening day? That's all the fans wanted. We just wanted 5 minutes to be like, we are here, like, a part of history. But that being said, they had, like, every single vlogger and blogger and Instagram influencer and everybody there, every single person was there. Yeah. So that was, like, constant, like, photos, like, all the time, like, throughout the entire day. I did not leave Main Street. The ride, the food, the popcorn buckets, the food and the popcorn bucket and the merch lines were insane. The ride lines were nothing. I mean, everybody else that I went with, they rode, like, everything else in the park. Like, I mean, and they were hopping on everything. I didn't leave Main Street because I wanted to stay there to see all the character cavalcades, to see who I could meet, who would be coming through. I was just committed to just chilling, because, no offense, I'm in Disney all the time. So for me, I needed that moment to just be like, I didn't have to watch my kids or worry about someone like, you know what I mean? So I was just, like, taking it all in. And then I took a bathroom break because I had, like, one of the agents, like, come. They would, like, let me go get drinks, or, like, I would go to the bathroom and then, like, come back and save my spot. And that's when I was coming back through Tomorrowland, and I saw Jeff, and I was like, oh my gosh, I wonder if Josh is over there. And then, like, I ran over and he was there. And then I got my picture with him, and then had, like, a slight, maybe, like, a little bit of emotional. I was good in front of him, ladies. I was great in front of him. Then after it was over, I might have a little bit, like, lost my mind, because I was like, oh my gosh, that was, like, a dream come true. Because I literally want to work for him. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the man I want to work for.
Did you ask him if he needs a personal assistant?
I should have. I had all these things that I had, like, planned to say, and I just, like, stopped. Well, he asked me if I was going to throw my shirt away now, because the promo video that we had put on Instagram and posted it on, like, Facebook and YouTube, he responded to it. So he sent, like, a comment back and was like, I'll be ready for selfies on Main Street. So we knew that he had seen it. We had seen that he had been checking the stories. So we knew that, like, it was possible. It was just a matter of, like, how is he going to, like, find us? So then that's why I was like, okay, so we're putting the Tomorrow Dream Team on the t-shirt. And then we kept like posting it on social and he was seeing it. So then when I met him, he was like, so are you going to throw the shirt away now? And I was like, I will retire it.
That's so awesome.
I can't throw it away.
I will never throw this shirt away. Never, never,
No.
never. Hey, Mel.
I know.
I cannot.
Did you meet any other like YouTubers, like big YouTubers, like
Yeah, like so if you watch, like Tim was there, and like one of like my friends, she was like, oh my gosh, you're like in his video, and I was like, well, yeah, he was standing right across from me, like when the character cavalcades were like coming in and stuff.
Oh, no, I have to look.
Everybody was there, like our friend like Lindsay was like geeking out. Did he?
Yeah, Lindsay got to see a bunch. Yeah,
he did not sign the shirt.
Oh
No, Mark, I didn't want to be there. Listen, ladies,
did he touch it though? Like now you can never wash it.
There was like a lot of like other people there that were like Josh Tomorrow super fans. That was just it was borderline a little bit scary. Like not a fan. Like I love what you're doing for the company and I want to work for you. Like freaking out. Like oh my gosh. Like I love you. It was a
Fatal Attraction.
I'm just gonna say that. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say. There was like a ton.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So I didn't want to be like, will you sign the shirt? Because I didn't want to be like one of those. Yeah. Really, I should have had my resume with me.
You should have.
But I feel like signing the shirt would have been like the easier thing because I'm sure like all the others probably just slipped room keys in his hand.
Yeah. And I'm like, here's my resume.
I wonder
room keys.
He's a roofie.
He is very nice in person and he is very handsome in person. I get what the girls are what they're all about, but I just want to be like, no, he's the Walt of our generation. You should want to work for him. Stop obsessing over him. But yeah, that was it. And then they had a ceremony for like all the original cast members that are still alive.
Yeah, that's really
they put them all in front of the castle and everything. But there was every single person that was like that's on Instagram or YouTube. If you were standing there, they all passed you. Every single one of them.
Yeah,
it was crazy. But there was no speech.
I feel like to me that's the one thing that's missing from the 50th is just like the history, like tugging at the heartstrings of history. And like we watched the special on Disney Plus and like that was really well done. Like I really liked how they like talked about the history of the park and they talked about, you know, Walt's vision of what he wanted it to be and this tragic loss and his brother stepping up. And like that's to me when it's an anniversary, like that's what should be at the forefront and celebrated like over anything else. And that to me is just the one key thing that's just missing from the 50th.
Like you would think that would be part of the fireworks show, right? Like that's what the people want to see.
And yeah, like more park stuff, like more rides.
We did the 60th at Disneyland and it was all history. Like it was all like the projections down Main Street, like it was an orange grove and they talked about how like where you're standing was an orange grove. Just think like, you know, 63 years ago, where you're standing right now was an orange grove, but Walt envisioned so much more, you know, and it like, I mean, just like if you go and watch the 60th anniversary fireworks show from Disneyland, like I literally get chills and start crying, like, because it's just so much about the like connection of like the history. And then they did like the World of Color show was all the rides. I mean, it was like freaking fantastic. And it like they had these giant fireballs that launched in the air for doing Star Tours, and they like had cannonballs for pirates. I mean, it was like totally this like history tied to the parks, because that's what you're celebrating is the history of the park, of the Magic Kingdom, of Walt's vision, of Roy doing this thing. So that was kind of the one like missing element to me. But I think like, you know, like David said, two things. Like one, it's about who you go with, right? And that's always what it is. Like the magic in Disney is about going with your family, going with your friends, like making those memories. That's where the like true magic is. And then I also think that he makes a good point about like everybody hated Happily Ever After when it
Right.
started. I did. I hated it. I was like,
not.
this is not Wishes. I do not like this show. And like, then it endears itself. So
I think I'm the one person in the world
much, but
I did not like Wishes. That little kid's voice annoyed the crap out of me.
See, and now like the kids' voices they're using in the shows annoy me. I do not like they're too like, I don't know, auto-tuned or something. They're weird. But I think like it's just depending on what stage of life you're in too. Like the like Wishes I think was so endearing because like it was the show I saw like when I was little, and it was the show that like when I took my niece and nephew for the very first time, like I remember like holding them on Main Street and watching that show without like, and that's what it is. It's like who you're with and the memories you make. And so like Enchanted will be magical because like we're going at Christmas time with my parents, and probably it'll be the last trip that we do to Disney World with my parents because I don't think we'll ever get them back down to Florida. I don't know. We'll see. But like I know it's going to be magical from that standpoint. Like sharing those moments with my family is what's going to make Enchanted endear itself to me. So
we hated Happily.
Camera angles are better.
I think he's saying like the not Happily Ever After, but the new Enchantment show. Like they did not do a good job with like Enchantment at all.
It's
like
so it's hard.
And I guess even when they did Happily Ever After, because we watched it from afar, like we watched it on their stream, and their camera team is not great.
And that's why like when people were watching it, I was like, please go see it in person. Like it is better in person.
Yeah.
So just go see it in person. It's better in person. It's probably not going to make you cry. I mean, there's a whole ton of Moana references and like that's like the adoption story. So for me, I was like, oh my gosh, these words. But like it's not going to make you cry because it doesn't tell a story. But it is a very good show. I'm just never going to love it because it's not my beloved Happily Ever After. And they've incorporated like everything. Like they incorporated soul in there. They incorporated what's the other one? They incorporated Raya in there. It was like pretty much like everything that's happened in like the last like 4 years.
Yeah.
All those are in there now too. But I made a joke and said like I'm starting a petition in like 12 months, which gives them like 6 months to get it together before it ends, to create something called Happily Ever After and Always, and then just add a bunch of scenes to it and throw the projections down Main Street and bring the song back that makes me cry.
Yeah.
I hope that they improve the projections. Like I had really high hopes for the projections, and I just feel like it wasn't as good as it could have been.
We actually didn't even turn around. David watched it from the back part of Main Street.
Yeah.
We were front and center in the castle. So like I never even turned around to look at them.
I think people are so used to watching it up closer in World 2. Like, I don't know. The projections were so much more immersive in Disneyland. Like they also like had such like unique storytelling elements to them, and they had inflatables and they had snow and they had like all this crazy stuff that happened. So I'm hoping they'll like add more to that in time in the Magic Kingdom too.
I think it's a work in progress.
Yeah. They have the technology there now, so it can only get better.
If David is still on here, Mark, he can tell you how they were because he watched them. We did not turn around.
It doesn't seem like they invested enough money into the correct amount of lumens for their projectors.
They're like duller.
Yeah, like they could be much more vibrant. But I always have to critique the tech of things. So.
It's still Disney, and it's still better than you're going to see like anywhere else. And we're all still going to go because that's what they do.
Of course. We don't just give up on them.
Yeah. Star Cruiser dropped for reservations this week, and it was like insanity for that. And then Ajana Claire,
Are they sold out?
did you see, are you in the pass holder group on Facebook, and did you see some of the people like responding to some of those pass holders that were like, we got reservations and all that kind of stuff, and they're just like, oh my gosh, like you have to be rich. But like how we had talked in a previous Mama Mouse Club, like it's all about what's important to you, because like me and Irene will drop the same amount that people are going to spend on Star Wars to get on the Disney Wish. So it's all about what's been important to you.
Yeah, it's about it's what's important. I mean, we're still going. My husband was just like, because we just bought a truck. And so he
That's
was
fun.
well, we're not going to go into Star Cruiser right now. So he told me for Christmas we can book. So we'll be.
It's not going anywhere, you know.
No,
I
Literally,
mean,
it's not.
quite frankly, it actually
Doesn't move.
sense to let them work out some of the kinks.
well,
Oh yes, we did, Mel. We did.
Yeah, we
talked-
did.
It was
We
crazy.
talked about the fight and the insanity.
Yeah. Well,
Mark's trying to start a fight between like Disneyland versus Disney World. Which is like the real deal. Like people are like serious about their park. Like,
Mhm.
you
What
know.
their home is.
Mm.
I had some clients, they went to Disneyland for the first time and they said, I love both and each has its own feel and its own vibe. But for me, World is always going to be home because I have so much more time and investment and memories in it. And I think that's the same way with like Disneyland people. I think when they come to World, they're like, oh my gosh, you guys have so much. And it's like amazing. And they just like can't get over that you can be here for a week and you can't get it all done. But their home park is Disneyland because that's where all of their memories are.
Yep.
exactly.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
Amen,
Like,
David.
I don't know which one is our home, honestly. Like, we've done both so many times
Mm-hmm.
that I don't know that one feels like more than the other. I mean, other than like having Disney Vacation Club, World is definitely like the resorts are more like I feel more at home in the resorts and World, but I feel more at home in the parks and land.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think that like it definitely impacts it. It's like World is just it's a whole experience. Like you have to go a week.
Right.
You
At
can't
least.
go a couple days.
At least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I wanted to ask Irene about how did she like the Space 220 restaurant?
Yeah.
Did you
Well,
get to go?
Heather went too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Like it was an effort to get up there. So like that's why we dropped Epcot. And we went straight in line for that. And then we got what time was our reservation? Like 2:30. And we had our Ratatouille preview for 3. Like we had the 3 to 4 window, and then we got Space 220 for 2:30. So we're like super stressed out. We're like, what are we gonna do? Like, are we gonna be able to get in there? So we went over and asked at Ratatouille, and they're like, no, you're fine. You can come anytime after your window, and you can come in anytime you want, and you can stay as long as you want.
Oh.
I don't know if that was just like they got more lax because it was like the last weekend of it. But we didn't even get over to Ratatouille until like, I don't know, 4. And they were like, you're good. Come on in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't let us in earlier, but anytime after our time was fine. But
Yeah.
Space 220 was amazing. I would definitely like 100% would recommend it. We did it for lunch, which is a little bit cheaper because it's just the appetizer and entree. Dinner, you get the dessert. I ended up ordering dessert. For Mark, with all of his food allergies, it wouldn't have been worth it because I don't know that there was any dessert he could have had. So that's why like maybe lunch is nicer to go because if you have like different people in your party that maybe don't want dessert, it's kind of nice to not have to get dessert.
Yeah.
But the desserts were fabulous. I mean, the food was fantastic. Mark got the filet, I think it was, and he had like read online that they were kind of overcooking them. So he ordered it like medium rare because he likes his steaks like medium, and it was cooked perfect. I got the salmon, and it was like it came out in like the smoked dome, and it was like perfectly cooked. Like I had read online that people said it was really dry, but I did not experience that at all. Like it was not dry at all.
Hey Danielle.
Hi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I went for dinner. But to go back to your point, Irene, just like a fun tip for anybody, if you have a dining reservation and you have a virtual queue time that overlaps, always go to your dining reservation. Take the screenshot in your My Disney experience showing what time your boarding time was. And after you are done dining, go up to a cast member at the front of the virtual queue, just show them your phone. They're going to scan your magic band and it's going to prove that you had a virtual queue time anyways, and they'll let you in, even if it's later. Never pick the virtual queue over your dining reservation.
Yeah. Tip.
But we did dinner. We did a late dinner at like 7:25. It did take us 3 hours to do dinner.
Yeah.
but the food was phenomenal. The dessert was great. Like I will do it again. I will do it again, and I will take like my parents and the girls. I loved it.
It was fantastic. And
Mhm.
so on the way up in the elevator, it was cool. But then on the way down, we were the only people in there. And the cast member gave us he gave us the full experience. He's like, okay, now we're going to be going through one of these gravity centering rings. And so they're going to help regulate our space because we're currently not within the gravitational field of Earth. So once we get down to this elevation, then we'll enter into gravity again, and you'll notice we'll no longer need to go through these rings. So it was really cool because he gave us the whole backstory and the science behind it. So that was really neat. So hopefully more of the cast members will do that every time you're in the elevator, because that really added to the experience. But the ambiance was amazing. We did not have a table right center. We were way at the end. And I was kind of disappointed at first, but so many things go by the window that it was fully entertaining the entire time. Wally was losing his mind. He was like, Dad, there's a satellite. Oh my gosh, Dad, look, there's a satellite. He's 100%. He was like, we are in space right now. My daddy loves space. This is so cool. So he was totally into it. If you have little ones, totally worth the experience. So I would highly recommend it. Worth the price.
The price is really high, but we were thinking of just doing the lounge.
I think it's nicer if you can get more centered, but I don't think the table sucked. Mark's being a little
dramatic,
critical.
Negative.
I mean, it's definitely better if you're more in the Earth view, but there was so many things going by that it was still entertaining, and there was things.
Can you see good from the lounge at all? Do you see anything?
Yeah, I think if you're up in the lounge, you're up higher, so then you see the Earth and stuff. The graphics were a little shaky. That's the only thing about being right up by the glass, is you can see the imperfections in the projections. So I think actually being further back, up at the bar or seated up, it would enhance the experience, because you're not going to see the close imperfections in the video.
Right. Getting the right seat on Soren.
Yeah.
Be warned, if you get the Pop Rocks drink, it goes everywhere.
Oh my gosh, it does. Yeah, Wally got that. I actually he got 2 decks of cards. He got a deck of cards with his drink. And then when they were leaving, they were like, here, you can have another one. So
wow.
Yeah.
Really fun.
I highly recommend it. It was totally worth it.
Cards you get.
So neat.
So there's Earth, Venus, Mercury. I don't know. There's all these different series. I don't know if every planet has a series, but then it's got all kinds of fancy things on it.
Yeah, so there were still people in line for the lounge when we were going in for our dining reservation that were saying that they had been there all day.
Wow.
And so, I mean, it's the chance that you take. I had clients that they went right after it opened, and it was I think the second or third day, and they went at rope drop, and they only waited, I think 2 hours, and then they were able to get in. So, I mean, it is possible, but just know that there is a good chance that you might not get in if you don't have reservations. So just make the reservations.
Yeah. I think it's worth it. Just have a reservation. I mean, you're committed at that point. You're going to have to do the prefix. So go hungry. We did food and wine festival and then went and ate at Space.
Oh no.
So we had fun. We had, I don't know, a charcuterie in Spain, and ate 4
You can't help it. You have to.
And then we promptly went to our reservation and then ate a 3-course meal. So
yes, it does not include drinks or dessert at lunch.
All right, ladies, but I have to hop off.
Go say hello to everybody at home.
I will. It was good to talk to you guys. We'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Jeanne-Claire, when is your next trip?
28th. So
close.
it's crazy. So I am going on the 28th, and we're going until the 2nd. And the whole purpose for this trip was when I thought about the concept and we booked the room and everything, it was before I realized that this was the 50th celebration. Mm-hmm. My whole purpose for going was wanting to do the transition from Halloween to Christmas.
Yeah.
So we were going for Halloween for 31st and November 1st. So that like we have Magic Kingdom booked for like those 2 days. And then I realized on the 29th is my mom's birthday. So we'll be in Disney for her birthday.
Aww.
So now I'm like, oh gosh, I didn't make any like reservations or anything. So I think we're gonna do Epcot on the 29th because that's like one of her favorite parks because we can drink around the world.
Yeah.
And then we'll just do dinner at one of the Epcot restaurants because I'm sure we'll still be in the park for dinner.
Yeah.
And that was really like it. Like we had no other real plans for this trip. Like we just wanted to go down. I really just wanted to see the Magic Kingdom. So like we're literally just going down with that. And then I come back on the 2nd because Zoëlle has to go back to school, and then I go back on the 5th, and then I'll be there by myself from the 5th until the 9th.
Nice.
Love it.
So love it. Totally looking forward to that.
That'll be really fun.
Yeah, because then it's on your timeline and you don't have any responsibilities.
Exactly.
Solo trips are super fun. I like highly recommend doing a solo trip.
And this will be my first like solo trip anywhere since before Zoëlle was born. So I'm so looking forward to it.
That'll be lots of fun.
Because I miss traveling solo. Like I love having my husband and my kids around. But there's something about being able to get up when you want, eat when you want, eat what you want, go to the beach for how long you want. Like just kind of do your own itinerary without having to check in to see if what you want to do is satisfactory to the others in your group.
Go to the bathroom when you want.
No.
Right.
No one's telling you that they have to go to the bathroom. Exactly. You're like, that's not part of my plan right now.
Right. Yep.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
You're going to have so much fun, though. I will say that leaving, so this is only, I think this is the second time that I've left the girls. I think it's the second time because, I mean, everybody knows they're always with me. I mean, even if I'm going down there for like work purposes, like I take them with me. It was so nice, like just being able to just like even walk away. There were 17 of us. Like even if I wanted to like walk away, or like in my case, everybody wanted to ride rides on the 50th, and I was like, I just want to sit here. Like I just want to sit here because I never have the option to just sit and just be like take it all in. So like the fact that I had like that option, or if it's just like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get up and like get a drink right now, or like, what do you want to do or whatever? It's nice to take some time out. So for all you moms out there, like take some time out, take a girls trip, do whatever, take a solo trip and just go to Disney and like have fun on your timeline because you need that.
I mean, it's for anything though, not even just Disney. Like yesterday, my mom and I left Zoëlle at home because she was playing and she didn't want to leave, and we needed to go to the Hallmark store to pick up our layaway from the Hallmark store. And we got to the Hallmark store. They had all this new Christmas stuff out. They had all this new Halloween stuff. And it was just nice to just be able to be in a store and linger.
Yeah.
And look at all the things. And not feel rushed at
something. Yeah.
Without having to worry about, please don't break that. Please don't pick that up. Please don't touch that.
Exactly.
Yes, lots
just
of drinks.
being on your own timeline is so nice. And I agree, Heather. I like to do like just like sit. Like I mean, I think it's a luxury of going to Disney enough times, but like one of my favorite things to do in Disney is nothing. Like not ride rides, not watch shows, but like just sit. Like I love it because I don't like to ride all the big rides. So like Tower of Terror, all stuff. Like I am like, you go right ahead. I am like more than happy to sit for an hour and a half on a bench on Hollywood Boulevard. Just
sit.
Yep. It's the best.
Like, I think this is going to be fun when we go though, because for this trip, we're going to do one of our Magic Kingdom days, since we don't really have a plan, is to do all of the things that we've never done in Magic Kingdom before. And as I'm putting it together, I'm realizing there are a lot of things I've never done in Magic Kingdom. Like we've never been to Tom Sawyer Island. We've never done the tree house. So all of like those little random things that we're just constantly like moving from Mine Train to Space to Big Thunder to Splash to all of these things that, you know, we're trying to get to. We're like, okay, we're going to do off the beaten path stuff. Like we're going to see all the things that we're like, this is just too boring and mundane to see while we're there.
Right? Tom Sawyer
Exactly.
Island is so fun. We've only done it one time because it's so hard to make time for things like that, you know?
Exactly.
I feel like you're always
Exactly.
trying to like get to this ride or that ride. And the trip that we did Tom Sawyer Island is like one of my favorite trips because it was just so fun. Like we spent, I don't know, a couple hours over there. It was the
Exactly. And so like half the things that we haven't done are not the big ticket items.
best.
So it'll be fun to just kind of like do all of those things that most people aren't really doing. You know?
Yeah. I think when we go in December, we're gonna try and do a lot of that because, like, I don't want to push it hard. Like, I'm not gonna do that to my parents. Like, I just want to like take our time, ride a couple rides, like, go do like lots of like relaxing, sitting off the beaten path things.
Yeah. So I'm hoping like the spring roll card is out because we never had the spring roll. Like just even like the snacks that we've never had. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like we're not getting pretzels, we're not getting popcorn, we're not getting Mickey bars. But of course we're getting popcorn, and of course we're getting pretzels, and of course we're getting Mickey bars. But it's like you're trying to be like, okay, I need to have room for these things, so I can't like fill up on these things. But
speaking of
popcorn
snacks,
waiting for us.
what of the like crazy 50th snacks are you guys like excited to try? Do you have any on your like must eat list?
I don't even think I've looked at any of the.
There's like so many.
There's like a million. But I really think that they're using it like because you have 18 months to try them all, and there's so many.
There's so many. Yeah, it's great. I want to get the Uncle Orwell's the like bathtub sundae from Carousel of Progress. That looks really fun. I want to try that. And the iridescent like drinks that you like, drop the little like bath bomb into.
Yeah.
Kind of weirds me out, but I want to try one of those. I think those are my like two that I really want to try.
I think it's going, I mean, other than the day of that they didn't give a speech, like the new character cavalcades are great. You're going to be able to meet Mickey and Minnie, the princess meet and greets are coming back. More dining options are coming back. Everything is coming back that like by 2022. And then we have Guardians opening and like Tron opening and like the whole Moana attraction opening, like everything. Like, don't give up on the 50th just yet. This is just the beginning.
Oh yeah. It's gonna, I think they are doing kind of a nice job of like slow releasing and introducing new things, and I appreciate that. I think it makes it fun and it makes it like more exciting that it's an 18-month long celebration.
Yeah. Well, ladies, anything else?
We'll definitely be back because we have passes now. So like I said, the drive isn't that bad. So 3-day weekends, here we come.
That's what we do all the time. Everybody says like you're nuts. How do you do it? And it's just like you do it at a slower pace. But I mean, it really it helps you deal with like the stress of life when you're just like, oh, I'm going back in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, I think like people think that too. Like when I told people I was going to go down for literally a day, they're like, that sounds like a nightmare. Like, but we've done it so much that like we knew what we wanted to do. Like all we did was like go to a couple booths for wine and food. We ate at Space 220. We did Ratatouille and we watched the fireworks and rode Big Thunder. That's it. Like that's all we did. Like it wasn't that much that we packed into a day. We didn't wait in 100 line rides. We did do the Three Caballeros ride because we knew like it had a 5-minute wait and we wanted to cool down. So, but like when you've done it enough times, you can kind of like strategize that, you know? And it's not like, oh, I didn't get to ride 50 rides or whatever. Like you can just go to the parks and do a couple things and call it good.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's like the fun part about it. Like when you're not under the stress of this is a once in a lifetime trip.
Right.
So, you know, I don't take for granted that, you know, we don't live near the parks, but we go as often as we would like to go because we have like the
Yeah, we
passes,
did
and
talk about cars.
we are just like the drive isn't terrible. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm that girl who used to get in my car and leave from Charleston and drive to New York just to spend like Saturday night going to the club with my friends and drive back on Sunday to be back at work on Monday. I mean,
Exactly.
it was insane. I wouldn't do that anymore. But it's it's not beyond the realm of reason to hop in a car and on a Thursday night and have a long weekend in Orlando for this. So we definitely plan to enjoy it more. Hopefully I can finally get my husband to want to go, but he's like, you guys go. And honestly, I actually prefer that. Like, I would love for him to be there, but if you don't do Disney like we do Disney, you're going to ruin my Disney, so you stay.
Aww.
Oh my gosh, Shauna Claire, I love you. You're hilarious.
Are you guys gonna do the dessert parties at all?
So usually
did they bring those back yet?
Yeah, they're back.
Yeah.
Usually I would say yes, but because I wasn't in love with Enchantment, I probably will not do it.
Yeah.
And the ones for Harmonious, like there's literally like 6 tables.
Yeah,
It's like impossible to get. Like it's literally like 6 tables.
We've eaten at every one of the restaurants in Epcot that you can see the fireworks from, and we were not impressed with Rose and Crown. The experience at what's the one that's in oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the country now. It's been a long week already and it's only Monday.
Mexico for La Hacienda.
That one we love. La Hacienda we love. That one's great. But what country is it? Over by England. Over by the UK.
Canada?
No. Oh my gosh. Anyway,
There's
it's
another
not like it's not the best view unless you like have one of the best tables right up at the railing. It's out on their patio.
I didn't see it, Mark. Our Space 220 reservation went past 9 o'clock, so I didn't see it. But everybody says that you can't see the projections unless you are straight on. So, and they don't like that they don't move them throughout the day.
Morocco.
Here's what I don't understand, and it might have been that it's too much to like drain the lagoon, but like I don't understand why they just didn't do it like World of Color. Like why do
I don't either.
barges?
I really don't. That was my biggest critique. I'm like, when it was done, I'm like, that did not justify the barges. You didn't need it.
Like why? So why can't we just have floating barges that will like be wheeled out and just do the spraying like World of Color? Like I get that World of Colors are like permanently there, and say that the lagoon is too deep and it's just like they can't drain it or whatever. But like what? I don't know. I think it was just unnecessary to have that giant of a thing that can't be moved out of the water.
I think it was like lazy Imagineering, honestly. Like they didn't want to try and think of how to do the fountain thing, or they thought it was going to be more stellar. But the projections of World of Color are fine. They're fantastic. They're vibrant. They're great. Like projecting on water is a great strategy. I don't know why they didn't go with that, but
Morocco is what he's saying. You're thinking about
Morocco. I don't know why I could not think of Morocco. Seriously, it's been a long week and it's only Monday. But Spice Road Table is the one, or is it Spice Road Table? That's right there on the water.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the other one that they have the dessert party at. And it's just neither one of them are like great. And I can't imagine that for Harmonious they have a really good view based on where they're at. But I don't know. Maybe they're okay.
I will say that the people that saw both of them say that Harmonious is better.
It's better, yeah.
Damn it. So I am curious. We're going down. Are we not next weekend? Are we going down next weekend? I don't even know what this week is. Oh yeah, I guess we would be going down next weekend. So yeah, we'll check it out then, and then I'll give my opinion of it. But
yeah,
we'll see.
I'm excited to see it. I think it's lively, it's colorful, it's good music. I think they use like good versions of the songs. I think it feels more like a party.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that like, I don't know. It just Illuminations was more about like the feel of what Epcot was, and like this just feels more like it's an IP show. Like it's pushing Disney IP, but they did do a nice job of like incorporating all the different cultures and using the native languages. So I really appreciate that. And I think that for the vast majority of people will appreciate that show much more than Illuminations ever was, because I think it's it's more family friendly and fun and lighthearted, and the world is heavy enough. We all need like happy things.
We'll need some magic and happiness in our lives.
It's very true.
Well, I think we covered all of our topics. Anything that we missed?
I don't think so.
What's coming up on everybody's channel?
I don't even know. I'm like so behind on editing.
I have so many backlogs. We know that this is the ongoing joke. I know that I have to post the girls. We went shopping in Spirit Halloween.
Yeah.
To see if we could find their costumes, and we didn't find them, but I took videos of them in there, and then we got some cool decorations. They had a Haunted Mansion line again this year, so we got a couple cool things for there. So that's coming up, and then Kyliana's Gotcha Day and Adoption Day is this week because I got her on my birthday, so we celebrate that this week. So she gets a pretty big special surprise for her adoption, so I'm excited to post that one. What's up with you, Jean Claire?
So the biggest thing that we have going on now is our pre-2-year anniversary build-up. So we'll be celebrating our 2-year YouTube anniversary in November with a big live stream, and I have a huge giveaway going on. So guys, check out the channel and make sure you're entered into the giveaway if you haven't entered yet.
Magic. Oh, David.
I do have a year of the year video coming out for the 50th. That's on the 17th. So
on Sunday. Yeah. Oh gosh, I have to actually.
And then I've got we have a Hocus Pocus swap box. We have a Haunted Mansion swap box that'll come out at the end of the month. And then I have like a million still from our Chicago trip and all the fall things that we've done, but I just can't find the time to edit. So eventually.
Me and Kylie are going to do one on Boo Bash. Then she said, she made a good point on one of their Quack chats. And I was like, maybe we should go back to all those old trips and do a highlight reel of Callista's first trip. And here's the last trip we took before we adopted Callista, and all this kind of stuff. But guys, it's just so much work.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of time.
And
that's the struggle I'm having with our Chicago vlogs is it's just every time I import to edit, I'm like, cool, 2.5 hours of video that I have to somehow get down to 25 minutes.
It's crazy.
It's so much work just to edit everything.
I will say that I did love doing lives and videos and utilizing stories on the 50th.
Yeah.
That was way easier because then it was just done. Well, it's no different than why I like doing this, because there's no editing.
Right.
If there's no editing, it's just amazing. But yeah. Well, thanks for coming on here tonight. And the next one will be next month on we're back again. So we're back on Irene's.
I think so, yeah. I think we've done another full rotation. We need to announce our next giveaway.
Did we pick the princess? Do we know who they voted for? You think we would have this all together?
I don't think we picked the princess.
I know. We had it narrowed down. But did we ever
I think we picked the princess on the next one. So let's just pick the
more fun. They are more fun. They're all random.
Yeah.
What is
they're just so much easier. There's no editing.
Heather over here we looking. We're gonna have to wait. This is true. Those Star Cruiser, that was rough this week. It was rough. Because you were only given, for pass holders, you were only given to book through May 4th. So it was rough, going down the line. But it's okay, because if you need assistance, just Heather at Upon a Star Travel, I will hook you up. I will gladly take one for the team.
You got a shout out in the Disney World pass holder group. Somebody shouted out that you booked for them. So. Oh
yeah. Because I think she put on the pass holder group. She's like, we got it over Easter.
Yeah.
Those clients are awesome. They're huge Star Wars fans.
Yeah. Were they able to book through May 4th, or like was that the cutoff? So like
May
is
4th
anybody
was the
on?
cutoff.
So nobody's on like a May the 4th yet.
No. So right now that's what they were giving you, but whatever. I mean, the captain's tables and the rooms, the other than the standard ones, those ones like all go quick. So like some of my clients have the captain's one, and then like some of them are on like the wait list for it. But just give like have 3 dates in mind, and then you know let people work their magic, because it's involved. It's like booking a Disney cruise. It's involved. There's a bunch of questions now, but it's all good. I'm excited for everybody to do it. Like, I'm excited for Jean Claire to be like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Let me tell you all about it. And I'll be like, oh my gosh, that is exciting. Like, for her that's a fan. And I'll be like living vicariously through her, because I'm probably never going to do it unless Disney invites me to do it.
I'm excited to do it someday, but I want to wait till Wally's old enough to do everything. Because they have to be like 7 to do the lightsaber experience, I think. So.
Oh. Thanks, Mark. Thanks.
Well, it's funny because I told my husband what you said the prices were, and he just looked at me and he was just like, but he didn't say no. So, because I was expecting him to say, "Are you crazy?" Absolutely not.
Yeah. So and Mark has a point. Like, if there's, I mean, I know that if you're on a holiday, I mean, you're paying more than you are if you're on an off holiday. But some people just, they name their dates. That's what they wanted and whatever. But just be prepared to pay, because it's a once in a lifetime experience.
It is, yeah.
I just hope that the experience is everything that they promise it will be and more. And I don't want to go in with the assumption that, well, it's Disney, because we have all seen Disney do some not so magical things in the past 12 months. So I'm just like, for the kind of money, I really am hoping that they're not skimping anywhere, and they really are.
Yeah, just like, I don't think they will. I think it'll be a well worth that experience. I think, given everything that they did.
Because if it's not, I will say so.
I mean, we were there for opening day of Batuu in Disney World, and that was like everything and more than I thought it was going to be. So I think they did a really good job.
It's also different because you weren't paying extra for the opening of Batuu. You weren't paying a premium to be on Batuu. So it's kind of like, okay, the premium you paid was getting there extra early and standing on the line. Like,
we did a VIP tour guide. So. We did the VIP tour guide, so we didn't even have to stand in the line. So, you know, that also probably, we did pay a premium to experience it. So that might have been like why it was extra magical, but
might have been.
I don't know. I mean,
but I get everybody's paying a premium for the Star Cruiser experience. So I fully expect it to be like everything that everybody wants it to be. And I hope that it is. And if there's things, so this is the one thing that I think people don't think about with Disney. If it is not, and I don't mean complaints, like don't go in there like complaining or whatever, okay? Because they get enough complaints and we're all hard on them as Disney fans or whatever. But if you have like a genuine like idea, stop at guest services like when you are leaving the park and say, hey, I just want to put a suggestion in. I don't think people realize how much they take those suggestions like in and do things based off of the feedback that they get from guests. So when one of those cast members is stopping you to ask you to take like one of those surveys on the iPad, stop and do it.
Yeah.
Stop and do it.
Well, and like there's a way to deliver feedback without it having to always be like negative and complaining.
Yeah, like prime example, the 50th was magical. It was fantastic. But for the love of God, give a speech. We don't care who does it. Just give a speech.
Yeah.
Just 2 seconds. Just play, have a moment of silence and play Roy's speech. That's all anybody wanted.
They just need more nostalgia, more history. Like they needed to play to that more, and I think it would have like sat really well with Disney fans.
Yep. And then nobody would have been fighting over tumblers in the Emporium
Probably
because
still would have
they
been
got a
fun.
speech.
They
Yeah.
should have just charged for that. Come into this tent, and we'll let you listen to a speech for $50.
Good luck with the genie thing. Yeah, good luck with the genie thing. Guys, I'm gonna be down there when the genie drops, so I'll let you know how it works. So good luck with it. They got to get it together with tech. I don't know why they got to get it together.
You know, I'm waiting for the dining plan to come back. That needs to be next.
That'll come back in 2022. I don't think it'll come back through the end of the year. It'll come back in 2022. They said it was coming back. They just didn't give a date, but it's coming back. And to be honest, they have to open the other ones. Like they have to open 1900 Park Fair back up. They got to open up Artist Point. They have to open up all those other, like Akershus is like basically like a lounge right now. They got to open that back up. There's still
I don't know what they are. I thought they said Akershus was done.
I know, and that makes me sad because I don't think they realized how many people loved it. But prime example, give your feedback and say, bring it back. Little things like that, and you're not complaining. You're just saying like, hey, it was fine during COVID, but like now Disney World's starting to get back to normal. Let's bring it back because that's the one place that was super magical to meet characters when you were in Epcot.
Yeah.
We have a ton of places, like whether it's at the Magic Kingdom resorts or in the parks, to meet characters whenever you're in Magic Kingdom. And Epcot, that was the place that people went. Like Trattoria Al Forno, like they don't have Rapunzel and Ariel and Eric and Flynn back yet.
They need that.
Yeah. So the dining plan will be back once all of that's back. But people, give your feedback to guest experiences. Don't complain, but just give
feedback.
Give that feedback. That's all. All right.
On that note,
we are out. So follow everybody on Instagram. Ajana Claire has like 2 channels, one where she's like Miss Fabulous and being Ajana Claire and Zoelle's World. And you use just Zoelle's World on your Instagram, correct?
Yes. Yeah, I was like, I can't. I'm not doing a separate channel. If you don't like it, then don't join. Don't come to her page. That's it.
Okay. Mark,
if you don't like the mixed content,
correct,
hodgepodge of Zoelle's World and being a Jean Claire on the one page, then just don't come.
Yeah.
That is exactly where I am in my life. And I know it sounds harsh and it sounds crazy. And it's like you're telling people to go, and I'm not telling people to go away. I'm just saying, like I had a conversation with my husband the other day and I did something and he was like, you are just too much. And I said, you know what, husband? I am too much. And if too much is too much for you, then you are free to go. Because I am not for everybody. Okay.
Yeah. Love it.
That's all I'm saying. I want you to stay, but you are free to go.
Yep. And Irene is at Wonderful World of Walter, but you have like underscores because there's like someone else that like took that.
I know. I can't remember. I think it's like a dog's account or something. I don't know.
That's who has like quote unquote Moana Mom, like not with the. It is someone in Japan's dog.
Yeah.
It's craziness. And then I'm at the Moana Mom. And then don't forget Amanda. She is Magic for 4. So follow us on all social media and tune in to everybody's YouTube channel. And we will see you next time on Irene at the Wonderful World of Walter. And until then, ladies, it was great. And I will see you all really soon.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.